AskReddit by 8-Bit Pete. What's stopping you from calling that old buddy you haven't spoken to for years? How many times am I supposed to reach out to a person who has stopped reaching back? Edit. Just seems like somewhere along the line our friendship became something he no longer cared to participate in. This is it for me. I've got several friends that I lost touch with when I moved halfway across the country. I moved back about 5 years later, and they stopped reciprocating. I've invited them to get-togethers and whatnot, and they declined because of one thing or another, and then I don't hear from them again unless I'm the one to initiate. So, I stopped initiating. I hate myself, and deep down I think everyone else hates me too. I haven't reached out to anyone in years. I had a friend ghost me for 7 years. Broke my heart. I finally got him to answer my text. Turns out he was going through some mental health issues and just didn't have the bandwidth to keep up with friendships. Ours was already very low-key. He thought everyone would forget him. Well, I certainly didn't, so maybe reach out if you still care. Maybe they care too. We're still not really friends, and I'm not quite sure we ever will be again. He was one of my closest friends growing up. But at least we text each other on holidays. He will ask me what I do for a living. I don't wanna tell him that I am jobless. I'm in the same boat. Not having their contact information anymore. This one for me as well. No contact info. He's not on social media at all. Doesn't live where he used to, and no forwarding address. The only reason I think he's even still alive is because I can't find an obituary. He has a mildly famous half-sibling that I've considered reaching out to on an attempt to get some info. If you're out there, Brandon, hit me up. I miss you. I kind of outgrew a lot of my old friends. That was me when I finished school. Got invited to a wedding about 5 years after school, went on the stag, and don't get me wrong, the guys were decent guys, but they were very much mentally how we were when we were teenagers, and I kind of had to pretend to still be like that to fit in. Had an alright time, wedding was nice, but yeah, I've evolved a lot since school years. Wish them all the best, but that's just not me anymore. I was raised Mormon, and almost all my friends and social circle were also Mormon. I left all that behind about 20 years ago, and I have no desire to stir up my past religious trauma by reconnecting with any of those people. I've got a buddy now who was a Jehovah's Witness back in the day. He got out at a young age, and as you may know, that's basically it. No contact with those left behind. Many years later he bumped into a couple of his old JW buddies, only to find out not long after they also left the religion and were also shunned in the same way he was. Not really much to talk about, I don't think. This is a big part of it. As your lives unfold in different directions, you seem to have less in common. I don't have anything to say to anyone anymore. I feel this deeply. I don't have friends, and when my husband spends time with or talks about his friends, who are all perfectly fine people, I just can't wrap my head around having the energy to maintain those friendships on top of regular life. You can only cancel on someone so many times before they realize that you're not going to make the effort. Yep, depression did that for me. What a bitch it was. Not matured at the same rate. He unfortunately became a braggart and obnoxious. Every time I've spoken to him, all he likes to do is brag about how much money he makes, how important he is, and how great his life is. He doesn't even care about how I'm doing, he just wants to boast. Actually, my whole group of friends has come to the same conclusion, and all of us don't speak to him anymore. It's too bad because he was a good friend. He lied to get a VA disability check and military retirement, uses the money to buy pills, and the last time I invited him over he pulled up in a big lifted truck and made fun of my house. So I guess we drifted apart. The lie to get VA disability thing, I feel like this system gets abused by so many people. Is this true? Cause I haven't talked to them in years. He deserted me when I was at my lowest, surrounded by enemies on nearly all sides. I feel you there. That was the moment I realized who truly cared. His wife is intolerable and I feel guilty for introducing them. It reminds me of the person I used to be and I don't like those memories. This resonates. He became very religious, which in itself isn't so bad. I'm just not interested in every conversation eventually turning to how I need to be saved and get right with God. Hello, have you thought about dedicating your life to our Lord Jesus Christ? I don't have his number, I don't have anything to talk to him about, and he's kind of a dick. Easy. He turned into a Sandy Hook denying, flat earth believing, anti-vax enabling, conspiracy addict. Fuck you, Matt. Matt fucking sucks. The fact that I know they won't pick up. Just not interested. Deleted. Oh, he heavened up in 2015. RIP. Happy Reddit Day. Because he got heavily into drugs and accused me and our friends of having an orgy with his ex-wife. He told me to never contact him or his family ever again. He knows he was wrong, but he has not contacted me and I have moved on. I was a shitty friend. In hindsight I see that and I feel awful about it. I had my own reasons for being the way that I was, but it still didn't excuse my sorry ass of being a shitty friend to a great guy. I get anxious when I pick up the phone to send a quick message, so here I am, lol. He's dead. Why are you shouting?